acceptance. Now, acceptance is the second stage of formation of contract. Yeah, or I should say acceptance is the second stage in the formation of contract. Why? Because I have told you earlier also, promise is what? Promise is offer plus acceptance. I must have told you yesterday that promise is equal to offer plus acceptance. Now, this promise can be either express promise, you say it out loud, or implied promise. Acceptance is the second stage in the formation of contract. I have told you yesterday that promise is equal to offer plus acceptance. Now, promise can be either express promise or implied promise. This is provided under section 9. Under section 9 of the Indian Contract Act. When I talk about contract, now I told you that when I talk about contract, it can yesterday that it can be of two types: unilateral and bilateral. Also, when I was talking about proposal, which is offer, I told you that in proposal there are three stages: offer, acceptance, consideration. And in invitation to offer, that there are four stages: invitation to offer, offer, acceptance, consideration. So these are four stages in invitation to offer, and there are three stages in normal offer. Now, often it is asked as to what is the effect. What is the effect of acceptance? What is the effect of acceptance? Now, what is the effect of acceptance? Once the proposal is accepted, it becomes a binding contract. Proposal only when it is accepted becomes a binding contract. Why acceptance? Because acceptance will bind both the parties. Acceptance will bind both the parties. So whenever I give an offer to you, I have told you yesterday also that offer is just a mere statement. It has no values in the eyes of law until and unless it is accepted. Offer is just a mere offer is just a mere statement, and it has no values in the eyes of law until and unless it is accepted. But apart from that, why acceptance is required is that because of the reason that acceptance will bind both the parties. And once the offer is accepted, only then it will be said that the contract is binding on both the parties. Please write down one sentence here. According to Anson, ANSON, according to Anson, acceptance in a contract is, according to Anson, acceptance in a contract is what a lighted matchstick, acceptance to a contract is what a lighted matchstick is to a train of gunpowder. Train to a gunpowder. Full stop. Anson says acceptance in a contract is what a lighted matchstick is to a train of gunpowder. They say if there is a train carrying gunpowder and you throw a lighted matchstick, it will immediately explode. Same way, in a contract, acceptance is only if there is an acceptance, only then it will be a binding contract. Now, it has to be this. Now, it has to be a valid acceptance. Now, it has to be a valid acceptance. Once it is a valid acceptance, the effect of the effect of valid acceptance cannot be undone. Cannot be undone. Once the acceptance is given, then what is the effect of that acceptance or valid acceptance? That effect of valid acceptance is that it will form into a contract, and the effect of that acceptance, which has now culminated into a binding contract, that effect cannot be undone. That effect cannot be undone. I have also told you yesterday that both acceptance and proposal, which is offer only, both acceptance and proposal has to correspond to each other. If you remember, I told you something called as mirror rule. And something called as mirror rule, where
Yes, sir.
wherein
Yes, sir.
proposal and acceptance is there. If there is first proposal, second proposal, third proposal, fourth proposal, then this proposal has to correspond to this acceptance, this proposal has to correspond to this acceptance, this proposal has to correspond to this acceptance, and this proposal has to correspond to this acceptance. What example did I give you? That if I say that will you buy my gold watch for rupees 5,000, then your acceptance has to be in regard to that gold watch only. You cannot say that no, I will not buy a gold watch, but I will buy a silver watch. If you say that I will buy a silver watch, then that becomes a counter offer. But the rule says that whatever the proposal is, acceptance has to be in regard to that proposal. And this is what is called as mirror rule under Indian Contract Act. Because if you say, again repeating it, if you say that no, I will not buy a gold watch, I will buy a silver watch, then that will not be a proposal or acceptance to that proposal. That will be a counter offer. Is this understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now see
Yes, sir.
this. Thank you. Yeah. Now see this. Section 7 of the Indian Contract Act says that acceptance has to be absolute. Sorry. And unqualified. Has to be absolute and unqualified. Now, I told you yesterday that when I say absolute, meaning whatever is the proposal, the acceptance has to be with regard to that proposal only. Whatever may be the proposal, the acceptance has to be with regard to that proposal only. And unqualified means that you will not impose any condition on my proposal. Acceptance as in that you will not impose any condition on my proposal. No condition has to be attached to the proposal in order to accept it. No condition has to be attached to the proposal in order to accept it. Please write down one sentence. An acceptance is the final and unqualified assent. Final and unqualified assent. Final and unqualified assent. I have told you yesterday the difference between assent and consent. Final and unqualified assent to the terms of the offer. To the terms of the offer. Final and unqualified assent to the terms of the offer. And the assent can either be and the assent can either be express or implied. Can either be express or implied. Yeah, इसको for better understanding, please write by conduct.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can you please repeat?
Acceptance is the final and unqualified assent to the terms of the offer. Full stop. The assent can be either express or by conduct. Can either be express or by conduct. Full stop. Full stop. Seeking clarifications, इसको explain कर देता हूँ. Seeking clarifications about the proposal. Seeking clarification about the proposal is neither acceptance nor a counter proposal. Neither acceptance nor the counter proposal.
Sir, can you repeat? Either
Seeking clarification about the proposal is neither acceptance nor a counter offer, proposal, whatever you want to call it. Neither acceptance nor counter offer. और इसमें next point लिख लो बस. There cannot be any acceptance. There cannot be any acceptance without the knowledge of the proposal. This is common sense. There cannot be any acceptance. There cannot be any acceptance without the knowledge of the proposal. और this was ब्रैकेट में वो केस का नाम लिख लो. लालमन शुक्ला वर्सेस गौरी दत्त. ब्रैकेट में इस केस का नाम लिख लीजिए प्लीज. There cannot be any acceptance without the knowledge of the proposal. Remember that case, nephew was missing, 500 rupees, servants were sent to find.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So there cannot be acceptance without the knowledge of the proposal. Now the servant got to know about the reward of rupees 500 after 6 months, and then he went to Gauri Muhammad to claim that reward. At the time when he went to search the nephew, that time he did not, the offer of rupees 500 was not in his knowledge. So something which is not in your knowledge, you cannot accept it. Something which is not in your knowledge, you cannot accept it.
So what was the last line for the definition? Cannot any acceptance?
There cannot be any acceptance without the knowledge of the proposal.
Excuse me, sir.
Hanji.
So can you give an example of implied assent?
Implied, okay. Express is when you say that I am accepting your offer. Implied, what did I write? By conduct. You did not say it out loud that I am accepting your offer. But your conduct was such that it is presumed that you have accepted it. For example, now I have sent you my poster of the workshop. Now I have told you, are you registering for the workshop? You did not say anything. You read my message, but you did not say anything. But after 5 minutes, you had sent me 400 rupees. So by your conduct, I got to know that you have registered. You did not say it out loud. Conduct. You did not reply to my message whether you are registering or not. You did not say yes sir, I'm registering, or no sir, I'm not registering, whatever it is. I wrote you a message, are you registering? After 5 minutes, you send me 400 rupees. By conduct, I got to know that you have accepted. Understood?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Now you see this. Section 2 clause B. When the person to whom the proposal is made signifies his assent thereto. Signifies his assent thereto. Signifies means
Communicate.
Communication.
communication. Signify means communication. Thereto. Thereto meaning as it is.
Corresponding to that.
Corresponding to that
As it-
proposal. Corresponding to that proposal. Assent has to be given with regard to the proposal. Assent has to be given with regard to the proposal. Understood? Now, I also told you yesterday, if it is either you who can accept it or your authorized agent can accept on your behalf. If I give a proposal to you that will you buy my watch for rupees 5,000, you did not reply. But your authorized agent, let's say X, he is your authorized agent. Mind you, I told you that third person cannot reply. If you will recall, I told you that third person will not reply to my proposal. Your authorized agent, he replies and says that I accept that I accept your offer. Now that is also a valid acceptance. That is also a valid acceptance. If you don't reply, your authorized agent replies. Now Vimal is my authorized agent. If you ask me anything and I tell you that you go and talk to Vimal, you go and talk to Vimal, and Vimal says, okay, I will tell sir he will come. So he is my authorized agent. And if he has accepted your offer, that means I have accepted your offer. But there's a twist. But let's suppose you write your acceptance to me. I have sent an offer to you by letter. I have sent an offer to you by letter, and you wrote your acceptance in a separate letter. But you did not post it. You kept it in your drawer. That is not communication. That is not communication. I sent you a letter on 24th, which is today. With that letter, you will receive on 26th. On 26th only, on 26th March only, you wrote your acceptance in that letter, and you kept it in the drawer. But you did not post it. Keeping in the drawer is not valid acceptance. It has to be put in the communication. Keeping your acceptance in the drawer is not a valid acceptance. Understand this very carefully. This is a very, very important point. There's a case, Powell versus Lee. This is 1908. 1908. Powell versus Lee. Now, what happened in this was that Powell he applied for the post of headmaster in the school. He went for the interview, and there he passed the interview. The board of the selection committee, they passed a resolution appointing him. They passed a resolution appointing him, but mind you, that resolution was not made public. It was internally that they finalized that we are finalizing Powell. One of the member from that board, he communicated in his personal capacity. He communicated in his personal capacity to Powell, saying that you are accepted. When the result came, He was not, though the a resolution was passed, but somehow it was changed and he was not selected. He sued. He sued. It was held that acceptance from an unauthorized person is not a valid acceptance. Please write down this sentence. Acceptance from an unauthorized person is not a valid acceptance. Acceptance from an unauthorized person is not a valid acceptance. Understood? So
Yes,
this is very
sir.
important. Pal versus Lee. Now, again, a question is asked often that whether silence is acceptance. I have taught this yesterday also. The general rule is that silence is not acceptance. The general rule is that silence is not acceptance. Remember, I was teaching you implied contracts
Yes, sir.
when you board the bus.
Yes, sir.
That way. But that is an exceptional case. General rule under Indian Contract Act is that silence is not acceptance. It is only in the rare cases that it may be taken as valid acceptance. Please write down the sentence. Otherwise, the general rule is that silence is not acceptance, and it is only in the rare cases. The general rule is that silence is not acceptance, and it is only in the rare cases that silence may be taken as acceptance. But only that silence can be taken as acceptance. Let's take one more example. Now, I am living in this house, and this house is a rented premises. This house is a rented premises, and I am living on rent, and I'm paying, let's say, 15,000 rupees on rent. Now, my tenancy is about to expire, let's say, on 31st March. My tenancy is about to expire on 31st March. Landlord comes to me, let's say tomorrow, and he says that if you want to continue your staying in this house, then the rent will increase from 15,000 to 18,000. The rent will increase from 15,000 to 18,000. And he tells, and he goes away. Now, on 1st of April also, I did not vacate this premises. I did not leave this house. I continue to live. However, I did not say anything to the landlord. I did not say, okay, I will pay you 18,000, or no, I will not pay you 18,000, negotiate, nothing. On 1st April, I have continued my living in this house. Silence is deemed to be acceptance. Silence is deemed to be valid acceptance. You did not say anything. You did not say that I will not live in this house. I will vacate. You did not say, okay, I will stay, but please, 18,000 is too much. Let's do 70. You did not bargain. You did not say no. You did not say yes. On 1st of April, you when the landlord came, he found you staying in the house. Valid acceptance. Silence, valid acceptance. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Please,
Yes, sir.
please write down one sentence here. An offeree who does nothing. An offeree. Who's the offerer here in this case?
The landlord.
The landlord.
Landlord.
Landlord. Offering.
Landlord.
User.
You.
Yes. The offeree who does nothing in response to the proposal. The offeree who does nothing in response to the proposal is not bound by its terms. Is not bound by its terms. However, law does not cast. However, law does not cast a duty. Law does not cast a duty on the person to whom the proposal is made. Law does not cast a duty on the person to whom the proposal is made. To reply, and as a result, and hence, and hence, as a general rule, and hence, as a general rule, acceptance cannot be inferred, and as a general rule, acceptance cannot be inferred from the silence. Full stop. Acceptance can be inferred from silence only in exceptional cases.
So can you repeat? Acceptance can be
Inferred from silence only in exceptional cases. Now, see this. Now it should be absolutely clear with you as to what 7 clause 1 says. Absolute and unqualified, you have understood. Now, see 7 clause 2. 7 clause 2 basically provides the manner of acceptance. How will you accept the manner? 7 clause 2 provides for manner of acceptance. See this. In order to convert a proposal into a promise, the acceptance must be expressed in some usual and reasonable manner. Mind you, I will explain this, don't worry, just reading it. Be expressed in some usual and reasonable manner unless the proposal prescribes the manner in which it is to be accepted. अगर मैंने आपको कोई ऑफर दिया है and if I'm writing in that offer that I will only accept if you want to accept my offer, please WhatsApp me. In the offer itself, I have written the mode of communication. The mode of acceptance. Now, if you don't WhatsApp me, you write a letter to me or you write an email to me. That is not a valid acceptance. If the mode of acceptance, a very important point, if the mode of acceptance is written in the offer, then acceptance has to be through that mode. Acceptance has to be through that mode only. और ये मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूं. Look at what the section says. Be expressed in some usual and reasonable manner unless the proposal prescribes the manner in which it is to be accepted. If the proposal prescribes the manner, my offer to you that will you buy my watch for rupees 5,000? If yes, if you're interested to buy, please WhatsApp me on so and so number. Now, you don't WhatsApp, you write me an email, or you write a letter, or you send a telegram. No, not valid acceptance. I have prescribed a mode of acceptance. Acceptance has to be through that mode only. If the proposal prescribes a manner in which it is to be accepted, देखो मेरा वाला point आ रहा है, मेरा वाला point आ रहा है, important point है. This is my whatever I explained, that is coming. Understand it this way. Nobody will be able to teach you like this. Very, very important. 7 clause 2 basically provides for manner of acceptance. Manner of acceptance. Now, if I now forget, take my and CL example. Now we have a binding contract. So abhi usually what is happening is that my contract is again renewed. Now the HR manager of CL, he has sent me the contract. Now on WhatsApp, he texts me that Jay, I have sent you the contract. Please read it, and if you accept it, please email the contract to me. Look at his wordings. Jay, I have sent you WhatsApp पे message लिखा उन्होंने मुझे that Jay, I have sent you the new contract. If you want to accept, please reply me on my email sending the same contract. He has prescribed the mode of acceptance in WhatsApp message. अगर accept करना चाहते हो, if you want to accept, then reply on email only. Now I cannot send him on WhatsApp. I cannot send the new contract if I want to accept it. I cannot send it on the WhatsApp because the proposer, which is the HR manager, the proposer has prescribed the mode of acceptance. मुझे email ही करना पड़ेगा इनको अब. I will do email only to it. एक बात और मैं आपको जो शायद मैं बताना भूल गया, which is very important. See this. The proposal into a promise, the acceptance must be absolute and unqualified. अभी भी दिमाग में आया तो मैं बता दूं. Unqualified meaning
Without any condition.
without any condition. Taking a very practical example to make you understand, ये point रह गया था तो मैं इसको खत्म कर रहा हूँ. Thank you. Now this is what also happens. What happens? So my example, I'm sending the poster and the itinerary and the Google form link to you. So what I do is usually I send आप लोगों को देखा भी होगा, I send you the poster, the itinerary and the Google form link, and then I write that will you register? So some students say yes, I will register, and I will register by tomorrow or whatever time they will prescribe. Some will say, and some actually says, बोलते भी हैं लोग ऐसा. Some says that sir, I will ask my parents first and then I will let you know. When you say that you will ask your parents whether you want to register or not, that is, you are putting a condition on it. You are putting a condition on it. This is what I told you in unqualified?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So somebody had asked me yesterday and I got this in the doubt section also. So purposefully I did not say because यहाँ पर आज cover करना था इसको. What is the condition? This is the condition. I have asked you whether you will register. You reply कि sir, I will ask my parents first and then I will let you know. This is not a valid acceptance. You're putting a condition on the acceptance, not a valid acceptance. Because if your parents do not agree, you will not register. If the parents will not agree, you will not register. And that is why we can conclude, or we can say that conditional acceptance. Please write down the sentence. Write down the sentence. Conditional acceptance will not convert. Conditional acceptance will not convert a proposal into a promise. Conditional acceptance will not convert a proposal into a promise. Meaning thereby that acceptance has to be, the acceptance has to be absolute and unqualified. Meaning thereby that the acceptance has to be absolute and unqualified. Written?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
देखो, look at the beauty of the law. I have told you that this is not a valid acceptance because you're putting conditions on it. And answer me this. Apply common sense and answer me this. If you do not register, can I sue you?
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why?
No,
Why?
No, sir.
Why?
because we never accepted the contract.
Very good. और ये आंसर लिखा भी तो है मैंने यहीं पर ही. Because proposal was made, but you did not accept it. Hence, I cannot sue you. So if those students who do not register, I cannot sue them. I cannot sue them because valid acceptance है ही नहीं. There is no valid acceptance. Hence, I cannot sue them. Mind you, if somebody, जैसे कोई देखते हो ना, whenever you go to some place and there is written subject to so and so conditions, you winning the award is subject to so and so conditions. That is putting a condition on your acceptance. What is the effect? You cannot sue. You cannot sue tomorrow. This is one very important point which I thought I should tell you. Coming to the very, 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 very important point. Look at this 7 clause 2. इसी को interpret, usually people what they do is they are not able to interpret 7 clause 2. 7 clause 2 talks about two things. You can read this, and if I will bifurcate this here, I will not be able to draw a diagram. So 7 clause 2 basically two parts में divide करता हूं मैं. One is where a reasonable mode of acceptance is not given, and where a reasonable mode of acceptance is given. I have written a letter to you, but I have not told you any mode of acceptance. तो उसके लिए, in that case where the mode of acceptance is not given, then that can be any acceptance can be through any reasonable manner. Please understand it very, very carefully. When a reasonable mode of acceptance is not given, then acceptance can be through any reasonable manner. What can be a reasonable manner? By a phone call, by a WhatsApp text, by an email, or whatever. If the offer does not prescribe the mode of acceptance, then it can be any reasonable manner. Phone kar lo, WhatsApp kar lo, Telegram kar lo, email kar lo, whatever. But when a reasonable mode of acceptance is given, उसमें further दो bifurcation है. There are further two bifurcations here. What is the bifurcation? Let's see. Yes. The acceptor, which is you will accept acceptor will accept in the manner provided. If I have written in the letter, your acceptance has to come through WhatsApp image. No problem. You have followed. No problem. But those people, those acceptors who do not accept in the manner provided, I tell you in the letter, if you want to accept, please WhatsApp me. तुम WhatsApp नहीं करते. You do email. In that case, what should be done? Now, if this is the case where the acceptor does not accept in the manner which is provided in the letter, then here what is to be done? Here the burden will come on to the proposer. Here the burden will come on to the proposer. Meaning he can either accept by way of email or whatever you have done apart from the prescribed mode. If he accepts, contract is concluded. If he does not accept, contract is not concluded. If he does not accept and he tells you, nahi, acceptance will not be through email, आपने email कर दिया, and you tell him that you have emailed him, he will say no, I will not accept your offer through email, please WhatsApp me. So if he says no, I will not accept, you have to do WhatsApp, then he is not accepting your offer. He is not accepting. He's not accepting your acceptance. He's not accepting your acceptance to his offer. But if he accepts it, then not a problem at all. But if this is the case, the burden will shift on to the proposer. So मेरा और CL वाला जो example है, उस case में you understand this, that the HR who has sent me the contract and he tells me that you have to reply through email, or मैं WhatsApp कर दूं उसको contract and saying that please go ahead, I have accepted the terms of the contract. If he does not raise any objection, very well. But he can raise an objection and say no, Jay, don't WhatsApp me, email me. He can say that don't WhatsApp me. Acceptance has to be done through email only. यहाँ पर ना there is a very little bifurcation which I want to point out. In English law, of contract, if you change the manner of acceptance, then it is treated as a counter offer. All the college going students, in English law of contract, change of manner of acceptance will be treated as counteroffer. But in Indian law, it is deemed to be valid acceptance. Only when the proposer does not object. ये थोड़ी सी bifurcation है इसमें. This is a small bifurcation here. इसको लिख लो, रट लो. भाई अगर एक्सेप्ट कर लिया फिर तो कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं है ना. बट अगर एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया है तो फिर क्या होगा वो देख लीजिए. और इंग्लिश लॉ में अगर आपने ईमेल, उसने बोला है व्हाट्सएप करने को, इन इंग्लिश, इफ द प्रपोजर हैज टोल्ड मी टू, इफ द एचआर ऑफ सीएल हैज टोल्ड मी टू व्हाट्सएप मी, बट आई डोंट डू व्हाट्सएप, आई डू email. In English law, it is treated as counter offer. But in Indian law, if he accepts it, not a problem. If he does not, then not valid acceptance.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in case the proposal does not accept,
हाँ.
तो सर उसमें लाइक 2 केसेस हो सकते हैं. लाइक आपने मेरे को एक ऑफर दिया एंड यू सेड मी कि तुम व्हाट्सएप करो, एंड आई हैव ईमेल्ड यू, यू हैव सीन द ईमेल बट यू हैव नॉट रिप्लाइड कि ये वैलिड है या इनवैलिड है, एंड यू हैव अज्यूम्ड कि भाई ये तो मैं नहीं मानने वाला.
Obviously. I have, what did I tell you? ये तुमने ध्यान से नहीं पढ़ा इसका मतलब. ये क्या लिखा है मैंने? Does not object. If I have told you in the offer itself that you please send your acceptance by WhatsApp, even if you do email, and even if I've seen it, I will not, that is not termed as a valid acceptance. Why? In the offer itself, it was written mode of acceptance has to be WhatsApp. If I accept your email, then तो not a problem. But you cannot bound me कि आपने देख लिया था फिर भी आप एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहे. क्यों एक्सेप्ट करूं जबकि मैंने प्रपोजल में लिख दिया है acceptance has to be through WhatsApp. If the proposer is proposing the manner of acceptance, then no other manner will be accepted. ये लाइन बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट बोल दी है मैंने. This line is very, very important. If the proposer is proposing a manner of acceptance, then no other manner of acceptance will be permitted. No other manner of acceptance will be permitted.
And sir, you are
Sir,
not
can
bound
you
to
repeat?
change the mode of communication.
Sorry?
And sir, you are also not bound to tell me कि भाई मुझे WhatsApp ही करो.
No. नहीं, क्या फिर से बोलो. ये
Sir,
ना मतलब?
Sir, like मैंने email कर दिया ना आपको, and you have seen it, so you are not bound to tell me कि you have done a wrong.
Yeah, of course. Why are you making me bound? Whereas in the offer only I have written the mode of acceptance.
Sir, but what if the acceptor, the proposer does not have a problem?
Then तुमने पूछा है तो ये जवाब लो.
So you said that if a proposer does not object to a different method of acceptance in Indian law, then it is said to be acceptance. So, sir, if you did not object to his email, wouldn't the contract be finalized?
Why are you complicating things unnecessarily? It is as simple as that. I have in my proposal mentioned the mode of acceptance. If अगर आप if you are all right in your senses, you will accept it by that mode. If you are not, then the burden will shift upon me. If I accept your email instead of WhatsApp, no problem. But if I don't, you cannot bound me. Why? Because in the proposal only I have written the mode of acceptance. It is as simple as that. No complications, please. I hope everybody is clear to this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the same way as in your poster, it was written the only way to payment is so and so. There is no acceptance for cash.
Yeah. Yes. Very good. Good example. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
मैंने आपको बोल दिया है that if you have to register, you have to pay me via Google Pay, Paytm और UPI और नेट बैंकिंग. बस कैश एक्सेप्ट नहीं करूंगा. तो अगर आप कैश देते हो और मैं कर लेता हूं, then it is not a problem. But if you give me cash and if I object to it, no, I will not, then you cannot bound me. And नहीं आप लो, ये नहीं बोल सकते आप मुझको. I hope this is clear.
Sir, if I send you a mail,
Yes, sir.
and you don't accept mails, so you're not bound to tell me that I'm supposed to send you through a WhatsApp message.
नहीं, I've not understood. फिर से एक बार. Come again.
So I send you a mail, sir, and you don't accept it, but are you bound to tell me that you don't accept emails?
No, because in the offer letter I have written mode of acceptance only WhatsApp.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I think we are having a confusion because in the section 7.2 part it is written that if the proposal prescribes a manner in which it is to be accepted and the acceptance is not made in such manner, the proposal may within a reasonable time after the acceptance is communicated to him insist
that the proposal shall be accepted in the prescribed manner. So you what is this saying? What is this saying? And the acceptance is not made in such manner, the proposer may within a reasonable time after the acceptance is communicated insist that his proposal shall be accepted in the prescribed manner. आपने अपनी acceptance मुझे दे दी है, but within reasonable time I have to tell you that I insist. ये insist किसके लिए है? Not for you, not for the offeree, but for me who has sent the proposal. Don't misunderstand English language here. Insist that proposal shall be accepted in the prescribed manner and not otherwise. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So sir, इसका मतलब ये हुआ ना कि if you do not reply to that mail, you are accepting it.
कैसे? चैतन्य, ये कैसी बात की है तुमने यार? ये कैसी बात की है? मतलब मैं
सर बिकॉज उसमें लिखा था कि इफ यू, सर जो लास्ट लाइन है पूरे सेक्शन की, उसमें ये लिखा था कि इफ यू डू नॉट इंसिस्ट then it will be deemed to be accepted.
But if he fails to do so,
if he fails to do so
if he who is he?
Offerer.
If he fails to do so, he accepts the acceptance.
हाँ, if अगर वो ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं करता है उस रॉन्ग,
सुन नहीं, इसको ऐसे में समझो. Don't understand this way. What this is saying is that if he fails to do so, he accepts the acceptance, meaning thereby that if the offerer fails in the reasonable time to convey to you that the mode of acceptance has to be through the mode prescribed in the letter, then then it is deemed accepted. हाँ, ठीक है, very well, ठीक कह रहे हो. But इसमें how can I take advantage? इसमें how will the proposer take advantage?
No sir, advantage नहीं.
अबे कैसे लेगा? Reasonable time क्या है? कहाँ लिखा है? What will
So
be a
subject
reasonable
to
time?
change a reasonable time.
Subjected?
Yes.
Yes. So it is reasonable time is subject to change. Depend upon circumstances. Don't think that if just merely this line is written, it will change the entire concept. Don't think this. Because what will be a reasonable time? Because you see, here the word is written. What will be a reasonable time? How कोई define कर सकता है reasonable time को? Can you define what is a reasonable time? It is according to me.
No.
It is according to me. मैंने तुम्हारा मेल 1 महीने बाद देखा. I was busy. You cannot sue me. You cannot sue me.